space explorers! Have you ever wondered how everything began? The planets, stars, even you? Let's zoom back 13.8 billion years to the Big Bang. Boom! In an instant, the universe exploded into existence, creating space, time, and everything in it. Over billions of years, dust and gas swirled together to form stars, planets, and galaxies, including our own solar system. But did we always know how it worked? Nope. A long time ago, people thought Earth was the center of the universe. They believed the sun, moon, and stars all revolved around Earth. But one man changed everything, Nicolaus Copernicus. Copernicus introduced the heliocentric model, a bold idea that placed the sun at the center and said that the planets, including Earth, orbited around it. His theory was shocking. Then came Galileo Galilei, a scientist who used one of the first telescopes to prove Copernicus was right. Galileo observed Jupiter's moons moving around Jupiter, proving that not everything revolved around Earth. But at the time, people thought he was crazy. He was even put in jail for going against old beliefs. But today, we know he was right. Now let's meet our solar system. The sun is the giant burning star at the center of our solar system. It's so big, it could fit 1.3 million Earths inside. Its gravity keeps all the planets in orbit, pulling them just like a magnet. Closest planet is Mercury, the speedster. Zooms around the sun in just 88 days. It has no moons and no atmosphere. This means boiling days and freezing nights. Venus, the hottest, has a thick, toxic atmosphere that traps heat like an oven. It spins backward and takes 225 days to orbit the sun. Earth. Our planet has water, oxygen, and life. It takes 365 days to orbit the sun and has one moon that affects our tides. Mars. The red planet gets its red color from iron-rich soil. It takes 687 days to orbit the sun and has two tiny moons. Scientists believe Mars once had rivers and oceans. Could life have existed there? Share your thought below. Do you know? Moons also orbit planets just like planets orbit the sun. Earth's moon takes 27 days to go around Earth. Quick space revision. What started everything? The Big Bang. Who said the sun is at the center? Copernicus and Galileo. Hottest planet? Venus. Fastest orbit? Mercury, which is the red planet. Mars. Awesome job, explorers! Next time we'll dive into Jupiter, Saturn, and the mysterious planets beyond. Last time, we learned about the Big Bang, how people once thought Earth was the center, and how Copernicus and Galileo showed that the sun is the real boss. We also met the rocky planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. But what about the huge swirling gas giants and the mysterious worlds beyond? Let's blast off and find out. Beyond Mars is the asteroid belt. And past that, come the gas giants. These planets are huge, mostly gas, and have tons of moons. Jupiter, the giant king. The biggest planet, Jupiter, could fit 1,300 Earths inside. It takes 12 years to orbit the sun and has a massive storm called the Great Red Spot, raging for 300 plus years. Jupiter also has 95 moons, including Ganymede, the biggest moon in the solar system. Saturn, the ringed beauty. Saturn's iconic ice and rock rings make it the prettiest planet. It takes 29 years to orbit the sun and has 274 moons. Its biggest, Titan, has lakes of liquid methane. Uranus, the tilted ice giant. Uranus is tilted on its side, likely from a massive impact. It's an ice giant with methane gas, which gives it a blue-green color. It takes 84 years to orbit the sun and has 13 faint rings and 28 moons. One Miranda has cliffs taller than Mount Everest. Neptune, the windiest planet. Neptune, the farthest planet, takes 165 years to orbit the sun. It has supersonic winds with speed reaching 2,100 kilometers per hour and 16 moons, including Triton, which orbits backward. Dwarf planets, the tiny worlds. There's more than just these 8 planets. Beyond Neptune lies Pluto, once the 9th planet until scientists reclassified it as a dwarf planet in 2006. But Pluto isn't alone. There are other dwarf planets in the solar system. Pluto, Eris, Haumea, Makemake, Ceres. Quick space revision. Biggest moon, Ganymede orbiting Jupiter. Windiest planet, Neptune. Planet that's tilted, Uranus. Most moons, Saturn. Former 9th planet, Pluto. Great job, space geniuses. Next time, we'll explore black holes, galaxies, and astronauts. Welcome back, Space Rangers. We've traveled across the solar system, met the planets, and even explored dwarf planets. But did you know our solar system is just one tiny part of something much bigger? Today, we're heading beyond our solar system, into the vast universe, where billions of stars form galaxies, constellations, and mysterious black holes. Galaxies, cities of stars. A galaxy is like a massive city of stars, planets, gas, and dust, all held together by gravity. And guess what? There are over 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. Our galaxy is called the Milky Way, a huge spiral filled with over 100 billion stars. The closest galaxy to us is Andromeda. It's rushing toward us and might collide with the Milky Way in 4.5 billion years. Some galaxies are spirals, like ours. Some are shaped like ovals, and some are irregular. Constellations, the star pictures. Long ago, people looked at the night sky and saw patterns in the stars. They connected them like dot-to-dot drawings and made constellations. Some famous ones are Orion the Hunter, one of the easiest to spot, with 3 stars forming his belt. Ursa Major, which looks like a ladle. Leo the Lion, a bright constellation that looks like a roaring lion. Black holes, the space vacuums. They're so strong that not even light can escape. Black holes form when giant stars collapse when they die. The biggest black hole we know is Ton 618. It's 66 billion times heavier than our sun. Let's revise. Now I'll say a sentence, and you have to shout out the missing word. Ready? Let's go. Dash is the nearest galaxy to our Milky Way. Andromeda. The 3 types of galaxies are spiral, dash, and irregular. Oval or elliptical. Dash constellation is also called the Hunter. Orion. A black hole is so strong that even Dash can't escape. Light. Dash is a black hole, which is 66 billion times heavier than Sun. Ton 600T. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel to receive updates for the next episode. Hey, Rangers! Guess where I am today? I'm inside a real space station. That's right. This is where astronauts live and work while orbiting Earth. Today, we're talking about some of the biggest moments in space exploration, from the first satellite to the latest missions. So, strap in, because we're about to take off through history. 1957, October. The first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1. The Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first man-made satellite, proving that humans could send objects into orbit. 1957, November. First living creature in space, Laika. Just a month later, the Soviets sent Laika, a dog, into space aboard Sputnik 2. 1961. First human in space, Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin from the Soviet Union became the first person to orbit Earth in the spacecraft Vostok 1. 1969. First moon landing, Apollo 11. NASA took Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to the moon. Armstrong's famous words when he stepped to become the first person on moon? That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, is one of the most famous words ever spoken. 1998. The International Space Station, ISS. ISS was launched, a space lab where astronauts from everywhere live and conduct research even today. 2012. Curiosity rover lands on Mars. NASA's Curiosity rover landed on Mars to study its surface and climate. 2021. First civilian space mission, Inspiration 4. For the first time, a space mission had only civilians. No professional astronauts. Inspiration 4 showed that space travel could be for everyone. As of today, space agencies and private companies are working on sending humans to Mars, building moon bases, and even space hotels. The future of space is exciting. Let's dive more into this in the next and final episode of our space series. What's that? Oh no! My time machine is all scrambled. The timeline of space history is completely mixed up. We need to fix it before history gets all wibbly-wobbly. Can you help me put these space events back in the right order? Tap the screen or shout them out loud. Woohoo! You fixed the time machine. Now space history is safe again. Great job, space travelers. Hey, peeps. We have been talking so much about space, but do you know about gravity? The invisible pulling force that keeps everything on the ground and keeps us from floating away from Earth into space. Then why astronauts float in space? That's because Earth's gravity gets weaker the farther you go. Do you know it also defines our body weight? In fact, on the moon, gravity is much weaker. And so if you weigh 20 kilograms on Earth, you would be only about 3 kilograms on the moon. Isn't this cool? But guess what? Space travel isn't magic, it's science. And behind every rocket launch, satellite, and moon mission are some super smart space agencies from all over the world. Let's take a trip to explore them. NASA, or National Aeronautics and Space Administration of the United States of America. Roscosmos, the Russian space agency. ESA, or the European Space Agency. CNSA, or China National Space Administration. JAXA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. Finally, ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization. The Incredible Journey of ISRO, founded in 1969 by Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, the father of India's space program, current chairman V. Narayanan. Under them, India became the first country to land on Mars in its first attempt, the Mangalyaan-1 mission, and the first country to land near the moon's south pole in the Chandrayaan-3 mission. Indians in space, Kalpana Chawla. the first Indian woman in space. Sadly, she lost her life in the Columbia shuttle disaster in 2003. Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian in space. When asked how India looked from space, he said, Sare Jahan se acha. Sunita Williams, one of the most experienced spacewalkers with 9 spacewalks and a total time of more than 62 hours, the most by a woman. All right, space explorers, let's do a quick unscramble. 1. AANS. 2. AAJ. X. 3. ROSI. 4. KAPAANL. HWCALA. 5. SHEKRAMAARSH. Phew! That was a rocket-fast revision. What an incredible journey we've had. And guess what? There's still so much more to discover because space is endless, just like our curiosity. Maybe one day you will be the next astronaut, scientist, or space explorer making history. That's a wrap on our space series, but don't go anywhere. FactFox has tons of exciting stories coming your way. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel to receive updates for the next episode.